Sometimes the biggest things that are holding you back aren't your job, your schedule, or your circumstances. They're you. It's the voices in your head that are telling you you're tired, you're busy, or you're not enough. And that is self-sabotage. It's sneaky. It makes you feel stuck, frustrated, and like you are never moving forward. The truth is, self-sabotage is so brutal, but being stuck, that ain't cute either. You can break the cycle and start taking control and start winning at life. And today, I'm gonna show you exactly how you can do that. Hi, my name is Cheyenne. Welcome to my channel. Whether it's your first time here or you're returning, I'm super excited to have you. We cover lifestyle, wellness, and all the little habits that make a big difference in feeling empowered, confident, and unstoppable every single day. And today we're gonna tackle one of the biggest things that are holding you back in life, and that is self-sabotage. Let's get this straight. Self-sabotage isn't about being lazy or broken. It's when your brain tries really badly to protect you from fear, failure, or discomfort. Instead of it keeping you safe, it keeps you trapped in a pattern that makes you feel frustrated and stuck. Self-sabotage could show up in many different ways. So it could show up as in procrastination, negative self-talk, perfectionism. Think of it as like a little sneaky little gremlin that is in your brain that's telling you, not today. Most people don't even realize they're self-sabotaging. You might be sabotaging yourself while thinking you're having a lazy day. Awareness is the first step in taking control. Step one in beating your self-sabotage is knowing your enemy. You have to start to identify patterns. So you need to ask yourself these questions. When do I tend to self-sabotage? What thoughts or emotions come up when I start to derail myself? And lastly, what behaviors keep repeating that have stopped me from achieving my goals? For example, maybe every time you feel stressed, you go on TikTok or Instagram and you start scrolling for hours. And then you tell yourself, 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes. Or maybe the fear of failure is keeping you from sending those emails, posting that content, trying something new. So I need you to grab a notebook and start tracking. Then you'll be able to start to see the patterns that are controlling your life. So this is a little mini exercise that I want you to do. For the next 3 days, I want you to write down every time you notice that self-sabotage is happening. I don't want you to judge yourself. I just want you to observe. Now let's talk about your inner critic. You know that voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough, or why bother, or it's not gonna work out. That is self-sabotage in disguise. Here's what I want you to start doing. So number one is noticing. I want you to catch yourself anytime those thoughts pop up, because remember, awareness is your first step. Number two, I want you to question it. So I want you to ask yourself, is this true? Or would my friends agree with this thought? And number three, replace it. I want you to swap those thoughts with something that is empowering. So for example, instead of saying I'll fail anyways, I want you to say I can try and I will learn something. So for example, I used to stop myself from filming videos because I thought in my head, oh, nobody's gonna watch my videos, you're gonna get 0 views, I'm doing this for no reason. Once I noticed those thoughts, I started to ask myself this question: would I tell my friends that? And the answer is, of course not. I started to replace that thought with, even if one person watches that video, they could benefit from it, and that's enough for me to start and film the video and post it. Remember, your brain isn't evil, it is just misfiring. So you need to start training it to work for you instead of against you. The hard truth is we tend to self-sabotage because our goals start to feel overwhelming. That's why it's so important to start small. Tiny habits are the key. For example, instead of saying I'll work out an hour each day, you could start by saying I'll work out for 10 minutes a day. Another example is, so instead of saying I'm gonna cut out sugar completely, you could say I'm just gonna remove one snack at a time. So the magic starts to happen when you start to stack wins. Every time you follow through, even in a small way, you start to prove to yourself that you can do it. And then that's when momentum starts to build. One small habit will lead to another habit, which will lead to another habit. And before you know it, self-sabotage starts to lose its grip. So you can't rely on willpower alone. Accountability is your secret weapon. So tell a friend, hire a coach, use a habit tracker. When someone or something is watching, self-sabotage starts to lose its power. And yes, reward yourself whenever you stick to your habits. Little rewards, they aren't bribes, they are reinforcement. You need to start treating yourself like a person who is worth celebrating. Breaking habits is honestly so hard, I know. You'll slip up, but let me tell you, that is totally fine. That is okay. Self-sabotage feeds on shame and guilt. The trick is self-compassion. So whenever you mess up, I want you to ask yourself this: what can I learn? Or how can I do it better next time? You need to start treating yourself like somebody you actually care about. Don't beat yourself up for just being a human. This mindset alone can shift your relationship with your goals and yourself. So next time you notice yourself self-sabotaging, I want you to write yourself a compassionate note. For example, the note can say, it's okay, you're learning, next time you'll do better. It sounds simple, but it will rewire your brain over time. visualization is more powerful than most people realize. So spending a few minutes each day imagining yourself achieving the goals can make a big difference. You need to start picturing the confidence, the pride, the relief of winning. Your brain can't always tell the difference between imagination and reality. So seeing yourself succeed mentally primes you to act like that in real life. We all know that breaking self-sabotage, it won't happen overnight, but awareness, small habits, accountability, and self-compassion can get you there. So you need to start small, pick one habit to master each week. Take control of your actions and start taking control of your life. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.